Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, I want to address a few issues in this video. Smash the like button before I get into it. Hit the subscribe button. Share the video as always, guys. Guys, there was a video sent to me the other day. Apparently, a YouTuber at the name of Dante's Boxing Nation put out a video saying that Canelo got beat up in sparring. And I went and obviously I got it sent on Instagram, and I went and had a look at his video, and there wasn't really much to be made of it, to be honest. The fact that that was put out there to make out that Canelo was getting beat up in sparring is absurd. And the fact that there's so many haters out there, the fact that there's so many people out there that are trying to put that are wishing bad on Canelo, that want to see Canelo fall, that want to see Canelo go down. It's quite sad. It's quite sad that people put out videos like that when it's sparring. We saw Canelo get outboxed against Bivol in a fight, which is understandable. If you want to put out clips of that, fair enough. You know, Canelo got beat by Bivol, got handled by Bivol, but Bivol's a great fighter, big guy. You know, put out clips of that. Putting clips of practice. So basically, like, if I was practicing in any sport, forget boxing, I was practicing football and I was practicing free kicks, and I took a few bad free kicks that went a little bit bent. Are people going to put clips out of that and mock me? It's practice. I'm trying to get better. Canelo's practicing things. We don't know what Canelo's goal was in that training session. And putting out misleading content, misleading videos that Canelo is getting beat up in sparring just to make him look bad and just to make him look like that, you know, Canelo is a bum. Not for that. I'm not for that. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that I've seen that whenever they make a video about Canelo or fighters of that background, or it always seems to be negative. Seems to me like there's a racially motivated narrative behind why they're making those videos, and it's a bit disappointing, to say the least. Especially when you've got someone like myself who gives every fighter credit. When Oscar Valdez got schooled by Shakur Stevenson, I didn't look at what background it was. I called it for how it is. I said before that Shakur Stevenson will batter Valdez. And that's exactly what happened in the fight. You know, Shakur actually did a lot better than what I thought. He actually battered him even worse. But that's the difference between me, is that I come out and say it how it is. I didn't give Valdez much of a chance before the fight. And after the fight, I said it how it is, that he wasn't on his level. But for some reason, you know, some people find it very difficult to separate race and separate sport. I don't know why people do that. I never quite understand why. It irritates me. It irritates me as a boxing fan, as a sports fan. I feel like we should look at people. We should look at people equally and judge them on their greatness inside or outside the ring. Muhammad Ali is the greatest, in many people's eyes, the greatest boxer, and in many people's eyes, the greatest sportsman of all time. He was a black man that people looked at and respected because he was great in and outside the ring. There isn't anybody that compares to him. And no matter what race you're from, people love Muhammad Ali because he was a man of principle. He was a great man that stood up for a lot of great things. He changed the complexion of the world. You know, and loved by everybody from every race. I just don't know why we as human beings struggle to give fighters from different backgrounds respect when they're good. You know, and when it comes to Canelo, Canelo seems to get a lot of hate, but I guess he's at the top of the game, and you generally get a lot of hate. But like that sort of video, I kind of clicked off after, because it was nothing to really view. He wasn't really getting beat up in sparring at all, to be brutally honest. It was just practice. You don't get beat up in sparring. And I don't know where they got hold of that footage in the first place, but certainly didn't look like he was getting beat up to me. You don't get beat up in sparring, man. You can, if you get knocked out in sparring, it's different. But Canelo Alvarez has never been knocked out in a fight. Canelo Alvarez has never been beat up. Well, he has been beat up effectively by Bivol and Mayweather. But when I mean beat up, I mean beat down, battered, and knocked out. It's never even happened in a fight. So when we talk about sparring and guys with big gloves on, I'd be very surprised if, unless Canelo's fighting like a heavyweight or something, I'd be very surprised anyone knocking Canelo out with those big gloves on. Big pillows on, you know what I mean? They're not knocking Canelo out, especially guys of his size. Canelo generally spars people that are much bigger than him as well. Like, so it wouldn't shock me if he does get knocked out but in sparring by somebody, because he is fighting. Whenever I see him, he's always fighting guys that are massive. So yeah, and maybe he does it because he feels, if I can spar these guys and take these guys' power, then the guys, when I'm fighting somebody my own size, their power is going to be nothing. Maybe that's why he does it. Because sparring big guys has an advantage from that side, but also has a disadvantage because they're slower. Their foot speed isn't as fast as a smaller guy. So it has its advantages and disadvantages. I think for Bivol, if he wants to fight Bivol again, I actually think he should be fighting guys that are lighter, that are quick, that move, that are fast. I think he needs to be fighting guys like that. Rather than fighting, or maybe find a guy that's big, tall, that can box, that's got quick feet, so in order to prepare for Bivol when he gets around. Yeah, but yeah, that video put out there, don't make much of it. It's just a nonsense video. But moving on, I wanted to talk about Joyce and Joseph Parker. The fight's been made. Good fight. There was a lot of back and forth between the camps. You know, Joyce apparently had already Joseph Parker had signed to fight Joyce a couple of months ago. And then Joseph Parker got a deal from Sky Sports Boxer. So he didn't take the fight. And now it's been confirmed that actually the fight has been done. He will be fighting Joseph Parker will be fighting Joyce. Maybe it was a money thing altogether. Maybe it was a ploy from Joe Parker to get more money. And maybe he got more money. So yeah, I think that's probably what it was. But the Joseph Parker and Joyce fight is going to be going ahead. Very good fight. I actually think this is a very interesting fight. And for the first time, I think Joyce is in a fight which I actually think he could lose. And this is going to be very interesting, actually, because Joseph Parker's pretty fast. He's pretty fast of feet. He's pretty fast of hands. Joyce, on the other hand, is slow, ploddy, but he's strong as an ox. He's got a great chin, and he keeps walking forward, and he's a lot bigger than Joseph Parker. It's going to be interesting to see how Joseph Parker handles the physicality of Joyce. The thing about this fight is that Joseph Parker has a great chin, and I can't see anyone stopping him. So, and I think Joseph Parker has the boxing ability, has the speed, the movement to outbox Joyce. And I don't know if Joyce has the power to stop Joseph Parker. Can he grind Joseph Parker down to a stoppage? Can Joyce beat Joseph Parker on points? I'm not sure, because Joseph Parker might be too quick, might be too mobile for Joyce, because Joyce is so slow that Joseph Parker might have it his own way. This fight's a very good fight, very interesting fight. I'm not going to sit here and say stylistically it's going to be the most exciting fight. Neither of them are huge punchers. Joseph Parker's a good, solid boxer. Joyce is very slow, very ploddy. This is going to be a very tough fight for Joyce. You know, he's not fighting an old, washed up fighter. He's fighting a very quick, mobile, smaller heavyweight who I think could cause him a lot of trouble. Joseph Parker is also very experienced. He's been in with a lot of big names, top names. I don't see how this is going to be an easy fight for Joe Joyce. I think this is going to be a very, very difficult fight. And it wouldn't surprise me if Joseph Parker wins this fight on points. That's my take. I think this is a very interesting 50-50 fight. I just... You know what? I'm going to say I'm edging towards Joseph Parker. Just because I don't know whether Joe Joyce can stop Joseph Parker. And I think Joseph Parker's speed, movement, foot speed may be too much for Joe Joyce. Because Joe Joyce is slow. He's so slow. So this is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Guys, another fight this weekend. And I thought I'll put it all in one video. Vergil Ortiz takes on Michael McKinson. This is a fight that should have happened months ago. Didn't happen because Vergil Ortiz unfortunately fell ill. Vergil Ortiz and Michael McKinson, again, is a very, very good fight. Michael McKinson is a guy that people think is very talented, very good fighter. Not the most exciting fighter, but he's very skilled. Great southpaw. Had a great performance against Congo. Thought he looked fantastic that night. But this is a different ball game altogether. I don't doubt McKinson's skills. I think McKinson has great skills. The problem is he doesn't have much power. And Vergil Ortiz is a wrecking machine. He comes forward. And if you can't stop him or hurt him, he's going to keep walking forward. And he puts vicious combinations together. He's very fast. And he puts vicious, quick combinations together. Powerful combinations. And he's a big welterweight. I can't see anything but a Vergil Ortiz knockout win. And that's not taking anything away from McKinson. I think McKinson's a good fighter. I just think stylistically, I can't see how he keeps Vergil off. I can't see how he keeps Vergil off for 12 rounds. I can't. Vergil Ortiz walked through Kavaliauskas. And Kavaliauskas is a big puncher. We saw Kavaliauskas hurt Crawford. We saw Kavaliauskas hurt Ortiz. And even Kavaliauskas couldn't keep him off. And he ended up battering Kavaliauskas. So someone like McKinson, who's not the biggest puncher, I don't see how he's going to keep off Vergil Ortiz. I think Vergil Ortiz will stop him mid to late. I think Ortiz might have success early on in the fight. But I think Vergil Ortiz will be too strong, too powerful, too relentless. And I think he'll stop. He'll stop Michael McKinson. Even though I like McKinson. I think he's got great energy. I think he's a good fighter. I just don't think he'll be able to keep him off. I think Vergil Ortiz is too strong. He's too strong. He punches too hard. So I'm going for a Vergil Ortiz knockout win. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.